crew, tech team, collecting area, we can use you. So please, if you'd like to volunteer and become part of the scenery, please do get in touch with the office. If you'd like to be involved in racing a little bit closer, we can help you with that. Away we go then. Is that somebody missing from the front? Didn't quite catch before they moved on.
I did notice a gap there in the middle of row number 8, and I was just going to mention that Kate Harker is a much better half. Was here watching yesterday along with their daughter Tyler, but Billy Harker, number 138, wasn't there on the grid, unfortunately.
Okay, well, everybody safely through Red Gate as they go up to Hollywood for the first time of asking. And yeah, that wind seems to have picked up again, so these little 500s are going to get blown about just a little bit down through the Craner curves, unsettles the bikes, and of course the riders who are on board them. Down to the old hairpin we go, and so far so good down into there, out of there, up towards Starkey's non-existent bridge, up to Schwantz curve, and then McLean's through the dip. Up towards Coppers they go.
There's a big lead there, isn't there? But we can't see from this distance. I suspect it could well be Alf Davidson.
Or Alf Davidson, yeah, he was a 17-year-old, the young Leyland lad on the borrowed bike.
Was it second time on that bike, isn't it, I think?
Yeah, apparently so, yep.
Second go on the, well, I suppose third go on the bike now in this third race, but they're coming down the back straight underneath where the Dunlop Bridge used to be and heading towards the Foggy S's, so the quick left-right flick. Of course, it used to be a little bit tighter than what it is now, didn't it? It was reprofiled around about 10 years ago.
The overhead picture downstairs, you know, when we come at the bottom, you look at the old map, the old circuit, the aerial photograph, and you can very clearly see the change in the circuit.
I think if you go down there, the actual tarmac is still there, but they just added a bit more to reprofile it and give it a bit of a cleaner exit.
Complete reprofile, yeah, you don't realise that until you actually see that picture. Right,
Finchalk leads.
Away, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's not Alfie Davidson at all.
No, Finchalk leads, but Alfie Davidson, I'm just trying to keep an eye out for the number 19 machine, but I didn't see it come through that time around.
See, I thought I saw somebody missing from the front row, and I'm wondering if that was Alfie, unfortunately, because he's not there at all, and you would expect Alfie to be right up there with Finchalk. Yeah, I thought there was a gap. He was second. It was second on the grid. I thought I saw a gap. Yeah, good.
Just a quick one. We spoke to Oliver McRae earlier on this morning, a quick 2-minute chat before he got ready for the warm-up, and he said he wanted to be top 10 by the end of lap number 1. He made up 19 positions, but that's 13th at the moment there. But still, that's
good enough. Not good enough, Ollie.
Try better next time.
Yeah, absolutely. Only made up 19 positions. Wow, that's very impressive. And he's big, Ollie, because he's actually in the C3 class, the heavyweight class. So fair play. He's 13th overall, but he is second in class, in fairness, and he's only 2 places behind the leader Carter at the moment. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him actually claiming the lead by the end of this race. We'll have to wait and see how we go as they go through the dip back up to the top, and Finchalk already setting the fastest first sector time as we've got used to. And
yeah, he's been racing a number of years as Finchalk there, but going back to Ollie McRae, of course, he's done the Manx Grand Prix as well, and things like this as well.
Ollie, yeah,
absolutely. That was on the ZX6. I think he may still have it.
I'm not quite sure what the age order is, but I think Ollie might be the oldest of the McRaes.
I was told a few years ago, but I can't remember.
Yeah,
one of them's the oldest, one of them's the youngest.
Yeah, one of them's
someone's in the middle somewhere.
a bit like the four of them going into Melbourne Loop at the moment.
Yeah, Adrian Kershaw, I think that is, on the 23, who's just slotted up the inside of the older or younger McRae. But he's just got the cut back now. So Luke McRae, that is just in second position actually there, isn't it? As Finchalk makes his way out of Goddard's, but it's the number 16 McRae who is up into second place now. But I'm sure that will all change in just a few corners' time. Adrian Kershaw, number 23, in third place, ahead of number 39 Dan North. Jake Corsi in the mix there as well, but Jake Corsi was 3/4 of a second behind on that lap. Watching them all filter through then, and looks like the 44 of Sugden, Mark Sugden, who started 13th, has dropped 4 positions on that lap, so he's right back to where he started, down in 13th place, and that is 9th position in class. So Ollie McRae has made up 1 more position. He's still second in his class, the C3s, but that puts him 12th position overall. But still riders coming across the line as the race leader of Finchalk, number 87, the Scotsman, makes his way through the left-hander of Schwantz onto the right-hander of McLean's, as the 22 bike of Simon Finch, who started at the end of row number 6, retires to the pits.
That's a great shame for Simon, another one of those guys who puts a lot into his racing, races a few different classes. So yesterday, Finchalk, obviously whoever is the fastest in the the CV500s will claim the lap record. Well, yesterday it was Finn Chalk with a 46.505, who was the fastest man on track. And he's backed up today, first flying open lap 49.118, so I think we've probably got a couple of seconds to find there. But to put that into perspective, that makes him 2 seconds quicker than anybody else on track. Where did Mr. McRae, though he only made up one place
12th,
on the last lap?
Yeah. He's in a big group of riders, though. We're watching that battle again for third place going towards the Melbourne Loop. There's a bit of a gap back, but there's that battle for 12th position coming towards us now. That I believe Abigail Marshall's in that one as well. So, of course, that is the C1 class and in the Rookie Championship as well. But the battle for third in towards Goddard's, it is McRae, Kershaw, North. A bit of a gap back to Corty. And then just behind them, that was the 71, I believe, of Swift, looking for a move on McPherson. But we'll get confirmation when they do come across the line. But side-by-side action between the 16 McRae and the 23 of Kershaw. And it's Kershaw who has the inside line on the run down in towards Redgate. Does he hold on to it? No. Luke says, keep a hold of that second position. But McRae led Kershaw across the line by 0.5 of a second, as Finn Chalk puts in a 1 minute 48.775. That is the quickest lap of the race so far, but with a 6 second advantage, you wouldn't really want to push on for the lap records there.
There's actually no need to worry about the lap records whatsoever. Conditions here a little bit cloudier, actually. The sun definitely seems to put its hat on at the moment, so things maybe not as ideal as they possibly could be, but we've still got good air temperature here, but that wind is very strong indeed, which I think is why we're not seeing everybody go quite as quick as they did yesterday. But Chalk from Luke McRae. Now Luke is leading C2 as well, and of course Luke gave us one of our memorable moments at Bemsee last night at the presentation where he proposed to Sophie Mullis, and rather fortunately she said yes, so she was a little bit surprised by that, and she was sharing her bemusement with us this morning. So good on you guys, we do wish you all the best. And that's two McRaes who are now engaged to be married. Well, I think Ollie said he's getting married in August or something like that, didn't he? So that's 2 down, 1 to go. I wonder if the third one's got any plans at all. He'll keep that to himself, I imagine. Right, Finn Chalk still leads very comfortably indeed. This is an absolute textbook masterclass in how to ride a CV500 rapidly around Donington. Finn doesn't come out. He's from Scotland. He lives up there, I believe, and he has a bit of a trek, obviously, because Scotland is not exactly round the corner. So every ride is a long one for him, but when he comes out to play, he's obviously not concentrating on the championship, but he's doing a great job out in front at the moment. See a few passing manoeuvres in the way to Goddard's there. Not quite sure who's doing what to
that was Ollie McRae on the 626 of Horner. Okay. So McRae then moves up to 11th position overall, ahead of the 626 machine of Jamie Horner. But great battles there. It's a 5-way battle for that 10th place position. There's a bit of a chatter on the radio. Keith, I'm looking at the commentary box window and I can see spots of rain.
My friend, we got some spots on the window. I did think I saw a couple there, and I thought, no, it's just bugs. But now we've definitely got a few spots. There's nothing on the rain at the moment that's going to cause us to stop racing. So I don't think it's serious enough. I'm just going to listen to the radio, buddy. All right, you chat away.
We'll give it a go. So 7.4 seconds is the advantage for Finn Chalk over Luke McRae. That is bike number 16. And then Dan North, Adrian Kershaw, and then the 14 of McPherson makes up 2 positions. So Liam McPherson, 4th place yesterday, backed that up with a 3rd place in yesterday's second race, currently in 5th. Then it is Swift, Corty, who drops 2 places on that one. He went 1.1 seconds slower on that lap compared with his personal best, and that was enough to see him drop down 2 positions on the circuit, but he is still 2nd place in the C1 category. Sean O'Hara ahead of Carver, rounding out the top 10. McRae ahead of Horner, Sugden, Marshall, Hayward. That is your top 15 at the moment, as Finn Chalk on the brakes then in towards the Melbourne Loop, and it is still McRae from North from Adrian Kershaw. Then a bit of a gap back to McPherson, bike number 14. Jake Corty up next ahead of the number 71. So Swift losing a position on that lap. Daniel Swift, who so far this weekend has taken a 5th place and a 9th place, and is currently in 6th at the moment.
Here's a tale of how wet it is out there, because obviously the easiest way to tell is to have a look at the lap times of Finn Chalk. His best lap is a 48.775. He's just come across the line with a 52.945. So that suggests it's a little bit worrying, but I don't think it's anything too major. Behind him, we see a 50.4 and a 51.5 coming across the line from McRae. So Max is only losing about 1.1. So I think Finn possibly is the one who's rolled out of it most, because he's not involved in that battle. Dan North is another one, but he's only lost half a second against his best lap as well. So I don't think the rain here at the moment is anything to worry about whatsoever. And it's not staying on the windows. I think it is just the briefest of drizzle coming over. It's nothing to worry about at this stage.
So if you're in that position, Keith, you're racing along there, you're in a good battle, and you start getting spots of rain on your visor,
it's psychological. If you realise it's often psychological, what you do when you're racing, particularly if you're racing with somebody else, look at their rear tyre. Is there any spray coming off their rear tyre? If there's spray off their tyre, it's wet. If there ain't, there you go. But I don't think it's anything to worry about. I think to look at those lap times, we're not getting the split times coming through here. But where are we? We're 5 laps into the race, so unless we suddenly get a short, sharp downfall, obviously if the red flags went out now to declare it a null and void race or an end of race, we would have a result anyway, because we're more than halfway through the race, because absolutely everybody who's running has done the 5 laps. So it's not a problem at all. As Finn Chalk comes up.
Good battle still going on for second place there. Sorry, Keith. There's Luke McRae defending that second place from Daniel North. Dan North has a look at the inside. No, not quite close enough to make a challenge this time around. But when Finn Chalk does come across the line...
he's being caught, to be fair. He is rolled right out of it, Finn. And it's surprising that the Scotsman's getting so worried about bad weather. You think if anybody's used to it.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point.
But no, you're right. That battle for second, that's the closest. They see Finn is not arguing with anybody. Finn is on his own. He's not able to look at anybody else's tyres and judge anything as the last lap flag now goes out. But behind him, you can see those lap times coming in. And we've just seen a PB from Kershaw, for example, and McPherson as well. So they're going green. So there's nothing wrong with this track whatsoever. McRae, North, Kershaw come across the line, separated by half a second. That is how close this racing is. And also, that is a battle for class position as well, because those guys are all in Class C2, so they're looking to pick up 25 points here. At the moment, it is McRae with the advantage. What do you see there, mate?
I was watching the number 31 of Marshall and the 93 of Gregory, both rookies, both fighting for the lead in the rookies at the moment, and they were 22 one-thousandths of a second separating them across the line as we go on to this final lap.
And again, that was a PB actually from Gregory, the second of the rookies, so there really is nothing to worry about. We're still seeing some green sector time, green overall lap times coming in, as well as the green sector times in Sector 1 and Sector 2 throughout the field. So there's absolutely nothing to worry about. I know it's a bit nerve-wracking if you're sitting in the pits thinking, oh, is it going to change? But at the moment, there's nothing to worry about as we see Chalk again. Now, he's dropped down to 3.5 seconds in the lead, so a very comfortable lead. He's losing a couple of seconds a lap, but he can easily afford to do that, the leader. He's nothing to worry about whatsoever. He's coming down into Goddard's once again. I don't know if he's going to see some back markers. No, I don't think.
Oh, looks like Luke McRae made a bit of a mistake there, because Dan North is through and Adrian Kershaw, it's almost mirror signal manoeuvre. That's as close as it will be in the CB500s at least anyway. But Luke McRae tries to hold on around the outside of one and is on the outside of the line at the moment alongside Daniel North in third place. But it's 2x2 now between Adrian Kershaw and Luke McRae for fourth place. Almost banging elbows on the run in towards Goddard's. Luke McRae late on the brakes, just fires it up the inside of Adrian Kershaw for that second place. But in the meantime, Finn Chalk is across the line to take victory ahead of Dan North, and it is Adrian Kershaw and Luke McRae, unfortunately knocked off of the podium. He's in fourth place overall, but that will still be third place in the C2 class. But as you said there, Keith, personal bests for second, third and fourth overall on that final lap.
Nothing wrong with the track whatsoever. All three of them are absolutely going for it, pushing on as hard as they dare. Okay, McPherson, Cordy, Swift, Horner, McRae, Sugden, O'Hara, Carver and Carter, your next runners there. So McRae from back off grid. Ollie McRae finishes in 9th place overall and does indeed win the C3 class. Abby Marshall wins the rookie class, as well as finishing third in C2, C1 as well. So good close racing all the way down through the field for the 33 machines, losing a couple along the way there. Nothing too major to worry about. And we look forward to